Hi, I'm Dale. Berto's our Santa.
And I'm Elena, Berto, her sister, and we grew up here in Sonoma starting in 1956.
So we have some good memories of walking home from St. Francis, where we went to school, and stopping by the city hall to see Mom on the way home from work. We were latchkey kids that didn't have a key. We were just told to go home and stay in the backyard till she got there. So we'd stop at our grandmother's house for cookies.
Oftentimes we were part of what I think they call nowadays a walking bus, which is a group of kids who lived on the east side and included the Moore children and the Viviani kids, sometimes Sebastiani, and any of the St. Francis kids who headed in that direction. We all took off. We would branch off to go into City Hall, check in with Mom. If we were lucky, she'd give us 10 cents and we'd get to go over to Simmons Pharmacy.
I remember the day that I had the nerve to charge a 13-cent Coke at Simmons Pharmacy. And when that bill came a month later, I was in so much trouble for using a charge account. When it was raining, she would call the Sonoma City Police and ask them to pull up on Church Street there and drive us home. And I remember how many kids stared at us back in those days, going home in the back of the police car. You know, she also used them to deliver sandwiches to us on rare occasions. She'd have them go to the cheese factory and get a sandwich and bring that to us on the days when she didn't have time enough to make us lunches.
But in those days, the police department I think it was inside the city hall, wasn't it? So they all knew Mom, and it was a volunteer police department for the most part. And our father happened to be one of the volunteers. You know, getting around the plaza without being spotted by somebody that knew us was probably not going to happen. We were reported if anything was amiss. And we were not allowed to walk home on any side of the plaza where there was a bar open. So I pretty much don't think I ever knew what the stores on the west side of the plaza, except for Ruggles.
Do you remember buying the first Barbie at the toy store, which was next to the bakery?
I do.
Yes, I still have that Barbie.
Do you? And I want to talk a little bit about some of the buildings on the plaza that haven't changed very much. And one of them that comes to mind is the Swiss Hotel. Walking in there is like walking into my past because they have the same footprint and the same feel to it. Sebastiani Theater is another one. We used to go to dances upstairs above the theater, and lots of Friday nights spent going to see movies, meeting our friends there.
Back in the day, the police department made some videos to help children not go into cars with strangers. She and I were recruited to go to Prestwood and play on the playground. Our father was enrolled.
The infamous kidnapper.
To be the bad guy, and he drove the 55 Blue Oldsmobile up in front of Prestwood. Remember that?
Yes.
And then they had him come on the campus and try to talk to some little girl about going with him, and, you know, we offered her candy or something like that. They showed that film at our school one day, and I was so mortified that that was my father. I guess it's in the archives somewhere at the police department.
I think they showed it at every single elementary school in town, not just ours, would be my guess. And we did have probably the only powder blue 1956 Oldsmobile. So, yeah, there was that reputation.